I've been dreaming of doing a trip through South America for years.
We're here with world-famous actor Ewan McGregor.
But life got in the way. And now I've decided to do the trip with my best friend, Charlie Boorman. You've got to look after the relationships in your life, and if you don't, you're losing something that's very important. We'll ride 13,000 miles from the southern tip of Argentina all the way to Los Angeles.
150 miles every day is a long way to go.
And if that wasn't enough of a challenge, we wanted to see if we could do it on electric motorcycles.
I think it's the future electric.
You'd be the first people to go this distance, charging as you go.
Oh my God, it's so great, isn't it?
Oh, uh-oh. The power's just gone.
Well, this is us on the road, Charlie. This is us on the way, man.
I'm gonna get attacked by this dog. We'll ride through the brutal Patagonian winter.
Look at that snow. It's amazing how cold it is.
We're gonna climb to the extreme heights of the Andes and experience the real risks of high altitude.
I can't breathe.
I'm definitely getting sick, Charlie.
Before witnessing the endangered jungles of Central America.
To think about all of the things that might go wrong.
I think we're lost.
Is this a road? Roads might be a little bit. Wow.
Aloha! This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, coming to you live once again from beautiful Hawaii here on the island of Oahu, bringing you, yes you, the best movie reviews on the entire island of Oahu. But once again, this is not a movie review, this is going to be a television show review. And again, this is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man. And just as you can see, I'm testing out this new mic, so let me know what you think. Hopefully it's going to work out. This is like one of many that I have ordered from Amazon, and I've had to send several back already. So hopefully, you know, just to give myself a little option from the lapel mic that I normally use. Yes, today I'm finally going to go ahead and talk to you about the Apple Plus television series that's in its first season, will likely be the only season of the Ewan McGregor, no, not the Ewan McGregor, Ian, you know, whoever Obi-Wan was, Ewan McGregor, Ewan McGregor, and his television show series, season 1 of The Long Way Up. And now, what can I say about this show? This is one of many, I guess probably the third in a trilogy of television shows where Ewan McGregor and his friend Charlie Boorman, a longtime friend of his, have motorcycled around various countries. This is the third show, The Long Way Up. Apparently he had done, for the BBC, 2 other shows. One called The Long Way Down, which I believe was Ireland or Scotland into England, I think. I'm not quite sure. And then the other one was The Long Way Around, which involved someplace in, what was that? He said in China. Well, not China, Mongolia, Russia, that kind of strip around there. That was The Long Way Around. And so now he got picked up for Apple Plus's television show, since they're looking for content. And he is a big star. And, and this is arguably a known property, maybe not well known here in the United States, called The Long Way Up. And in this one, Ian and his friend Charlie Boorman are taking motorcycles, a long motorcycle trip, all the way from Central America, all the way down in the very tip, past Argentina, the tip of South America, all the way through Central America and into Mexico, Central America, and then up into Los Angeles as their final destination. And apparently this is a well-known route for dedicated motorcycle enthusiasts. and world travelers as well, who often take it down from Alaska. You can take it all the way up from Central and South America into up towards Alaska, all the way there. But they're doing the opposite, but they're just going up into LA. He says this is 1,300 miles through various terrain, rugged roads, some well-paved ones, depending on where they are, per se, in South America and Central America at the time. Places that he has gone through already. It's going to be episode 10 this weekend. Out of, I'm not exactly sure how many episodes there are, but probably at least maybe 13, 10, anywhere from 10 to maybe 18, I think. Maybe 13. All I know is that right now he has traveled all the way from, say, Chile, Ecuador, all the way up into Argentina, all the way, you've seen the map in the trailer that I presented you, and some of, their escapades that they've gone on. And this was filmed during like 2018, 2019, so well before the COVID, whereas nowadays you can't just go ahead and do that, let alone get into other people's countries and cross multiple borders, as he is doing with his friend and the television crew behind him, filming most of this, fantastic journey and adventure. And it is a fantastic journey and adventure. Most of South America is a very rich feast for the eyes, as you can tell from this trailer, and some of the adventures, some of the roads that they go through. We have seen, well, at least I have seen, some of these portrayed on, the old Top Gear show, even some of, what Top Gear became, the Grand Tour, Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond, James May, all going to various different locales throughout the world during their shows, and going on some weird road adventure in their cars, their vehicles, you name it, they've done it. And so, this is kind of along the lines of that, The Long Way Up is. Additionally, it is very similar in general idea to what we have seen with the Netflix show. What's that Netflix show with that one guy? I'm drawing a blank on it now. But essentially, it's very similar. Oh, Zac Efron. Zac Efron's show. What's the name of his show? Down to Earth, which is a fabulous show. So what would I rate The Long Way Up as? Those of you who know me, I've given the Grand Tour a shaka thumbs up. I've given Zac Efron's Down to Earth a shaka thumbs up. However, for The Long Way Up with Ewan McGregor, I will give that a shaka thumbs down. It is an intriguing show. However, it is a mixed bag. Whereas both the Top Gear / Grand Tour shows feature the vehicles as much as, the drivers themselves and the adventures that they go on. This one fails to really focus in on the dynamics of the vehicles, the hardware that they are using. It is highlighted in one episode, but other than that, they don't really go into the specificities of the vehicles. And these are very unique vehicles. These are Harley Davidson's electric motorcycles, but they are not the electric motorcycles that you can buy currently. These are specially, specially made just for Ewan McGregor and his friend Charlie Borman for this trip. Able to go about maybe 130 miles on a single charge. And on top of that, they're covered by the maintenance with these Harley Davidson should anything happen to them, if they should need any emergency repairs. As you have seen, well, as you will see if you watch this show, there are times when their motorcycles break down, they won't charge. There's some kind of, special thing, software integration problems where it just fails. And they have to have somebody sent all the way from the United States Harley Davidson factory, since these are prototype bikes, to fix and repair them. Certainly nothing that a standard motorcycle enthusiast would have the opportunity to receive such great care and assistance should anything go wrong with their bike. So as such, at first, they don't specifically say it, but Ewan McGregor and Charlie did try their hand at some of the Zero motorcycles, but they felt that the range was too limited. Now, to that I say bunk. I say they didn't give Zero a try properly, because I'm looking at a potential motorcycle one day, and an electric motorcycle, which again intrigued me with this show, but definitely not a Harley Davidson, as most reports say that they are junk, and Zeros are a far superior one, with up to 120 miles per single charge. They were trying specifically their dirt bikes, which unfortunately are not as powerful as their street bikes as far as duration and mileage goes on a single charge. I think if, Zero does rate some bikes as far as like 160, almost close to 200 miles with a reserve extra battery tank that you can attach to those motorcycles. These were never even tried. I think, and it's not specified, and I would have preferred a couple episodes going more in depth into the electric motorcycles that are out there, why they chose the Harley Davidsons. I think it's obviously and clear that the Harley Davidson electric motorcycles, the company, they want to push these motorcycles for the future. They have seen the writing on the walls that people want electric motorcycles. Zero having had the lion's share, along with several other ones out there currently. But Zero being maybe the most well-known and most reliable. And I think it's because of this extra care that they wanted to do that they bent over backwards to make these prototype bikes. And pretty much thrown in, like I said, their repair and, we'll fly somebody down. Zero being a smaller company, there was no way that they were going to go ahead and do that. But Harley Davidson, they have something to prove. They want to make a foot. They want to get their foot in the door on this incredible new market for motorcycles, the electric motorcycles. So obviously, they were willing to go that extra mile, something Zero, as a smaller company, simply was not able to do. Throw on top of that their crew deciding, just, I don't know why, but to use electric trucks, two electric pickup trucks to follow and film them as well on this, which is through the Renault, I think, company, which I had never heard of, the Renault company. But apparently they are a fledgling company. They seem to be pretty big because they threw these prototype pickup trucks into the mix for their crew as well. And we have seen that they are able to take a lot of abuse. Now, also, those have had problems too. And as prototype bikes, the Renault company will fly people down there to fix it, give software upgrades as necessary, but also went down into Central and South America and established fast charging points at various locations to charge up both these Harley Davidson motorcycles and the Renault electric pickup trucks as well. Almost, just seems to be out of the goodness of their heart. Again, free advertising, just like Harley Davidson electric motorcycles per episode. Both good and bad, as you can see how they stand up. Now, I would be very interested in getting one of these pickup trucks because, the only electric pickup truck we have heard now that the Hummer's coming out electric, but also Tesla's working on electric pickup. I had no idea that another company, Renault, was in the mix on this and seemed to be even further ahead than Tesla or GM for the Hummers with these. And it seems very, very reliable overall. Although the controls do seem very strange, very much like you're working a keyboard other than doing your normal shifting as you would with a standard truck, or even just on an automatic, which it is an automatic, four-wheel, all-wheel drive electric pickup trucks. But it seems very clunky as you're pushing buttons to select what wheels are working at which times, along with your standard steering wheel, thank goodness. But it does seem very clunky in this early stage of these pickup trucks. But one can't deny how rugged they have held up. Far more, I feel, than the Harley Davidson motorcycles. So the only other bad thing, and again, for the Shaka thumbs down for the long way up, would be that, unlike Zac Efron's, Down to Earth, as they're passing through these various areas of beauty through Central and South America, you are not really given much time or background on the areas. They just give you like a little preliminary kind of blurb about this. There are some times where they meet some people and go a little bit into the culture, but definitely not as in depth and as well, I thought, as Zac Efron's Down to Earth show definitely did. Now, of course, that was the focus of his show. Top Gear / the Grand Tour also doesn't go in depth into the cultures, but they focus more so on the vehicles. In the long way up, Ewan McGregor's show, trying to do both things at once fails overall, as it doesn't do either one justice, I feel. And that ultimately is the downfall of the show. And again, for a Shaka thumbs down. So it's definitely not a show I would recommend you run out and purchase or subscribe to Apple Plus TV just to watch. The only reason I could maybe see is if you are a hardcore motorcycle enthusiast, rider, and you've never done that ride and you want to see some of the area and see, I didn't even know. Because, as a non-motorcycle rider currently, who looks towards maybe someday getting a motorcycle and going on these rides, such a long trek. I've heard people take treks into Alaska and stuff for their vacations, but nothing, spanning all the way from Alaska down to south, to the end of South America, or even starting at the end of South America and riding all the way up into Los Angeles. So I would recommend it for those people in particular, but anyone else, I say just go ahead and wait for it. Don't bother. Shock a thumbs down. Overall, unfortunately, despite some good tries and good effort by Ewan McGregor and, his charm that he brings in the show, if you love Ewan McGregor and you can't get enough of him, waiting for the Obi-Wan series, and you have Apple Plus TV, you might as well check it out. But that's the only way I'd recommend you to go out of your way to see it. All right, thank you so much. This is Trinidad, the Island Man, your Island Man, here in Hawaii, saying mahalo and aloha.